Hi everyone, this is Mark with IBPI. I hope you're doing well. I know you're ready to get your lives and your businesses back to normal, just like I am. I've heard so much speculation about the effects of all of this on the office equipment industry. And frankly, we don't know what those effects are going to be, permanent or temporary. But I do know this: you should be looking to add offerings at your company for your customers. Now, with that said, I am talking with all of the IBPI vendors in the managed services area to ask them, how do we get started with the managed services practice? So if that's of interest to you, I hope you enjoy. To begin with, I'm talking with John Schweizer at Connectwise about aftermarket revenue in an office equipment dealer and for an MSP. And they also have a special announcement for eAutomate users. Let's get right to it. Hi, John. You have a national perspective on business in the office equipment space. What are you hearing from dealers?
Mark, thanks for having us today to join this cast for the IBPI team. We are pleased to be here and always appreciate our partnership with you and all the members. So thank you again. Certainly as I'm talking to dealers around the country, one of the primary topics is the just absolutely cratering of the aftermarket business. Dealers are sharing with me that their aftermarket is off between 30% and as high as 60%. And it's a pretty consistent theme, to say the least. On the contrary, the partners that we have joined with and are in the MSP space with us, they're as busy or busier than ever meeting the needs of their clients who are changing the way they work and working from home, having to add equipment in order to supplement their work from home efforts. And our topic today, of course, is focused on security. So they have a whole new set of security concerns that circle around people are using their own devices at home. And darn it, they're just at home. And so they're outside that firewall and all those security barriers that were built at the traditional infrastructure. So as we share some thoughts on that today, I hope that we show you some ways to prosper a little bit during the pandemic, and more importantly, or at least equally as important, we show you some ways to position your business for further strength as we come out of the pandemic.
How about those dealers with the managed services offering?
Mark, there certainly is no silver lining in this pandemic we are in right now. But on the MSP side of our office technology partners, we have consistent reports that their MSP business is as busy or busier than ever. It's being fueled by the need for work from home and projects associated to working from home, along with security needs of changing the way that people work. So, all of that has been beneficial to not only our office technology partners, but our other MSP partners around the country.
It may take a while for dealers to return to their aftermarket revenue levels. How would you suggest they hasten their revenue recovery and, more importantly, their profit recovery?
So, to spend a little bit of time on aftermarket, I did a simple illustration on a typical MFD client versus a typical MSP client. My hypothesis said that the typical MFD client had 1.8 copiers per client, and my analysis from the customer base of office technology dealers who deal with Continuum said that the average MSP client has 20 end users. So typical small business is the key here. Typical small business. And if you look at that over a 4-year revenue stream, the copier client provides revenue of about $22,000 to your dealership over a 4-year period of time. A very similar sized or maybe even smaller client on the MSP space provides $140,000 of revenue to your dealership. We all know the revenue doesn't pay the bills, so let's talk about the gross profit. We'd get about $93,000 in gross profit versus $10,000 in gross profit from the MFD client. So as we're thinking about supplementary streams of aftermarket, I can't suggest enough that you have to consider the value of clients in the MSP space. So if you just place one MSP client per month, it's the equivalent of placing 327 net new copiers. So that's an aftermarket stream that is very profitable. And in fact, the model for profit looks very similar to the Johnson Hay model that we've all become so familiar with. 50% gross margins, right? 50% of your business is from aftermarket. 25% is from projects. 25% is from hardware. So a very similar model to the model we've all become accustomed to. So I just wanted to share that today. We have a lot of data on what the client looks like who buys fully managed services. There's 5 categories of clients who are most likely to do that. It's easy for you to analyze your customer base and go after those. It's also a wonderful way to get into net new business. So as you're thinking about how you come roaring out of the pandemic and aggressively restart your business, make sure you're thinking about the MSP space and know that the folks at Continuum are here to help.
Thank you, John. Finally, I hear that Connectwise has some exciting news for eAutomate users.
We have a really exciting announcement today that we're pleased to have accomplished at the request of many of our IBP partners and a bunch of our other office equipment dealers in the U.S. Connectwise and Continuum are pleased to announce that in June we will release the first ever eAutomate connector for Connectwise Manage, which is the ticketing system that works in conjunction with all of the MSP products shown here in the ecosystem provided by Connectwise and Continuum. So exciting time. We want to thank a lot of dealers for helping us with that project. And we really want to thank CEO Juice. They're the experts, as everyone knows, in being able to read and integrate with the ECI eAutomate ERP system. And they wrote the connector for us. And we're going to be bringing that connector to market in June in conjunction with CEO Juice. It'll be a regular add-on to all CEO Juice customers, and it'll be included at no charge with their CEO Juice subscription. So great news for the administrative teams, great news for the technician teams, great news for the ticketing teams, and just really exciting news. So be on the lookout for that information from us in June.
John, thank you for your time today. IBPI members, if you are interested in beginning a managed services practice, please let me know and I'll make sure to get you connected with the right IBPI vendor. Have a great day.